Hey there guys, that's right here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Greystone and the Offlane. Got a sped up video for you to kind of get through an entire match in a shorter amount of time. Greystone's great in the Offlane because he's got a lot of sustainability, especially with his ultimate. Coming back with a huge amount of health is pretty important. Also, his passive ability, giving him some basic armor, really helps going up against those enemy carries, those ranged heroes. So right off the bat, we're going to start off with a mana pot and a health token. Or, I'm sorry, the health regen token. So giving you a little bit more sustain there so that when you take some damage, you can still, if you play conservatively, gain your health back. The AI on our team is not very smart. They go diving in. We try to take out Faye. No need to lose a ton of health early because you want to be able to stay out in your lane and harass that carry and harass their support. And also defending your tower. If you take a huge hit to your health early, you're going to have to back, leaving your lane wide open while your jungler should be jungling. They don't have time to come over and support you early. Saw Twin Blast pop up on the mini map here, so let's finish him off real quick. We're going to try to push him up against the wall, limiting his area or ways of escape. Make short work of him, so continue to press the advantage. Once those two players get back in the lane, they'll be able to push down lane very fast. So use your tower to your advantage. Let that tower protect you and also take out those minions. Grux coming from the jungle for a gank. Let's help him finish him off. Whenever you can finish off that enemy carry, it's super important early game. They're not dead for a long time, but during that time, they're not gaining experience or CXP, which is what you want to do to slow them down. Going to keep pushing the advantage on that tower. They come right back real quick. You're going to have those two enemy heroes just pummeling you back into your tower majority of the game. You see we're very low on health. Jungler comes in for a little bit of support. I'd like to start with a Madstone gem on Greystone. It just helps get that power out there. And I tend to level up his Make Way before I level up his basic armor ability. That Make Way just helps you get those last hits in, and this is a very damage-heavy build with Greystone. Faye just leaving herself wide open. Let's keep pushing that advantage. Important thing, besides just being able to keep your health up, is getting those last hits. You're going to gain levels faster because you're going to gain 100% experience while in your lane solo, whereas the duo you're going up against has to share their experience, so they're going to level up a little bit slower than you, which is where your advantage comes in, especially if you have a hero like Greystone who has such a powerful ultimate that allows him to sustain in his lane for longer. Still pushing the advantage, but we see that mid lane needs a little bit of help, so since we're pushed up, let's take a quick peek. They were okay, but we want to go back and make sure we defend our tower as much as possible. Faye's out here all alone. She's getting into a little bit of trouble staying that close to me, so let's go ahead and finish her off. Computer making a huge mistake backpedaling. Never backpedal when a fighter is engaging you. Always turn and run, and because you get a movement penalty from backpedaling while you fire, or backpedaling in general. Always want to be looking to your left and right when you're taking out towers if you don't have any wards put out. That way you're not going to get jumped while you're just staring at that bright orange core. Keep pressing our advantage a little bit. Again, going up against two people, always tough. Staying back under tower. Try not to waste our ultimate if we can. If you can keep your ultimate saved, it's quite a long cooldown time early on in the game because it is so powerful. Late game, it comes back a lot quicker. Here we equip Thunder Cleaver. Now, Thunder Cleaver has a great passive ability in that anytime you attack a group of minions or heroes, whoever your target is takes 100% damage, but the targets on the side take a little bit of what's called cleave damage. Now, Thunder Cleaver increases the amount of cleave damage dealt, which is going to allow you to clear your waves a lot quicker. So with a couple swings of your basic auto attack, and then the added strength of your ability is going to allow you to get tons of last hits on these minions and clear those waves super quick. So we took out the enemy tower, pushed our wave up a little bit, and we're going to go dive in the enemy jungle just to cripple them that much more. This is less CXP they can earn. I'm going to take out their green buff while we're over here. And no surprise, enemy junglers on that side of the map. That's usually where you'll find the enemy jungler. I'm going to make short work of this rampage. River buffs, try to leave them for your casters on the mid lane. Not that big of a deal when you're playing with the AI, but it's a huge advantage from mana regeneration. Your casters and mana hungry heroes really need it. Twin Blast, being kind of silly, getting himself stuck over there in that group of minions fighting with him. Gonna use our ultimate. And huge smash finishes off Twin Blast. Those Rangers are just so squishy. It's hard for them to survive with that little health. Now we're going to equip our ward. I'd like to equip that a little bit earlier in the game when we're playing a PvP, just so you can stay aware. It doesn't just help you prevent ganks, it helps your teammates know how hard they can push, because if they can see where the enemy heroes are, that's just a little bit more advantage they have. Getting a tag teamed here, getting melted down on health. Faye just throwing a ton of damage at me, as well as Gadget. Maybe should have left that engagement a little bit sooner, but we secured the kill. I'm going to go grab that green buff, wipe out these jungle camps. Thundercleaver just helping you do that so fast. If your jungler isn't taking full advantage of those camps, feel free to go in there and wipe them out. If there's 5 minions at a camp, they need to be taken out. Made a crucial mistake there, put my back to the lane. Couldn't see that there was an enemy hero coming down, but do have my ultimate. So we're going to back up, let the minions help take out Gadget. They'll start firing away and swinging away at her. She uses her abilities fairly well, but we do have our ultimate, so we're not too afraid. Got a little bit of CXP built up. Going to go in and finish off a few of our power upgrades. Lose our tower here. Not that big of a deal. We're 17 minutes in. If you can hold that off lane until at least the 10-minute mark, you've done a pretty good job. Pretty hard to go up 2v1. It puts you at such a disadvantage. But if you can hold your tower for longer, that's great. It's going to give a huge advantage to your team. Plus, that means you've really slowed down the enemy carry. Again, we're going to make a dive in the enemy jungle. Probably should have some wards laid out so we can see if any enemies are coming. But again, playing AI, not that big of a deal. And look, it's Rampage again. He's making a shot. Horrible with that rock. Rampage's ult, don't be afraid. All it does is give him a huge health regen. But if you can continue to do damage to him, when his ult ends, he will be easy pickings, as it does here. Got Gadget coming in. Know that whenever you're in the enemy jungle, chances are you're going to get ganked. So be prepared to run or be prepared to get killed, pretty much. Gadget, not very strong. Doesn't have a lot of armor. Twin Blast comes in, tries to finish me off with his ultimate. Watch out for those enemy minions. They will block you. Use that to your advantage as well. Your minions will block for you. Doing a little tower dive here. Towers are not that strong, but they will kill you. Now we're going to equip something to give us a 100% critical bonus and a little bit of lifesteal. That lifesteal is going to help us sustain in lane for a lot longer. We've got Faye here. Don't know what she's doing. Just kind of standing here. She won't fall off the edge for some reason. She's scared to take too big of a fall. Make short work of her. You see, after that, she threw her ultimate and everything, and we still didn't lose that much health. Thunder Cleaver and Lifesteal do kind of combo together well, because that extra cleave damage is going to also be extra lifesteal damage. Dodging Gadget's ultimate. She's got no mana. She doesn't have a chance in this fight. Always want to be pushing up lanes, starting positive lane flow, meaning having not wounded groups of minions, but large groups of minions pushing up your lane. Found a Twin Blast being silly in our jungle, so we're going to make quick work of him. Look at that, gaining back 23 health per swing on this jungle camp. That's pretty great. And enemy Greystone. Let back away while his ability's going, and then feel free to engage with your ability spinning as well, using your leap to close the gap. And we see an enemy Fae in the river. Let's let her close the gap. Got a damage over time buff right there, so let's take that. Fae uses her ultimate, which we've got our leap, so as soon as she tries to put a little bit of distance, we can close that distance. We're going to finish off our 100% critical bonus and now equip our crit card. So when we get those critical attacks, they're going to start doing a lot of damage. Now that we're getting all that lifesteal, good time to maybe hit the Raptor camp. Usually around level 35 or so, if you've got your build right, you should be able to go in and take those Raptors out, giving you a huge CXP gain. One card point per Raptor is what you get. Get the gold buff and kind of combo that up, get a little bit more. Again, body blocking Fae here, cutting off her avenues of escape while we swing away. Saw that last critical hit for 287. Not too bad. Gaining back huge amounts of life there. Numbers in the 30s and the 68, 83, 110. I mean, that lifesteal with the Thunder Cleaver is just amazing. Gonna melt this Rampage. Took off tons of health. He's gonna have to back. Not that important that you finish off every kill. If you've got a hero down solo that they have to back, it's important that you let them go ahead, or that you don't chase and over pursue and let them lead you into a trap. Sometimes, you know what, you just let them. They won. They got it. They escaped. They got away. They lived to fight another day. That's fine. While they're backing, they're going to be out of the fight. So that still gives your team a huge advantage. Better than dying. We're going to finish off our critical, giving us about a 48% critical chance. Doing huge amounts of damage. Twin Blast trying to take us on solo. Just crazy. Don't know what he's thinking. Again, body blocking, trying to trap them against a wall. Minions help out there with the final hit. Look at that, a critical hitting for 400 damage against those minions, which is going to give us a ton of lifesteal. Good way to get out of phase, little trapping vines there, is use any sort of gap closure or escape you have. That'll help you get out of them rather quickly. See here, grab the gold buff just to give me a little bit of boost while we take out that Raptor. Got a gadget working up the middle. Let's make sure we're pushing our lanes up. Don't want her to push that lane into our tier 2 tower, so let's finish her off real quick and then we'll finish off the wave. Quick work of her, barely took any damage and gained all that health back. Getting towards the end of our build, just going to add a little bit of speed and attack damage. You see we're hitting for huge chunks of critical and clearing out those waves. We're at 60 CXP now, so let's take out that Orb Prime. We can solo him at this point. He's going to take some damage from him, but we've got one enemy hero dead. We've got some positive lane flow from our minions, so Prime card activated. You saw me place those wards there. Never want to get surprised when you're fighting Orb Prime alone. Enemy will come in, finish you off, and steal your Orb Prime pretty much. Hitting Gadget for 405 critical. That's just enormous. She can't stand up to much of that. Rampage is running away. Again, no need to pursue. I mean, sure, it would probably be an easy kill, but more important is just getting that positive lane flow in the right direction. Those minions are going to push up and do a lot of work for you. Again, we saved our gap closer for waiting for phase ultimate. Look at us just gain back a bunch of health real quick as we hit these minion waves. And we've got our enemy carry coming up. See how I use the minions to kind of body block that ultimate, ranged ultimate he has. Always a good idea to try not to take damage if you can, even though you're pretty strong here. Clearing those waves out super quick. So we've got on the right side, they're pushing the advantage. We're pushing the advantage on the left. We still got that tier 2 tower in the middle, so don't have to be super afraid of the mid lane. If we lose a T2 tower to get an enemy inhibitor, that's fine. So not too worried about their wave that's pushing up. Press the advantage. We've got 4 enemy heroes dead. Going to go in and finish off the game. All right, guys, that's a quick run through of Greystone in the offlane. Please leave me any comments, and don't forget to subscribe.